Hello, it's Lara of All Woman Yoga here, and today I'm going to share with you a practice that is all about re-energizing and revitalizing us for spring. It's a fab practice to do in the morning when you wake up to give you some energy for the day. Okay, so we're going to start on the floor. Just on our backs. Getting perhaps a little blanket under the head. I'm going to come to lay down on the mat and just take a little moment here to really arrive. Letting the head be nice and heavy. Feeling the breath in the body and just noticing where the breath is in the body. And you're not trying to change the breath at all, but just observing where it is, watching the diaphragm move, and also taking a moment to really check in with how you feel today, emotionally, physically. So are you tired, not tired? How do you feel in your heart? And we can take all of those observations into our practice. So, is it a day that we need to be a bit kinder to ourselves? Is it a day when we require a bit more challenge in our practice? Just observing. And breathing down to tail. And up to head. And as you settle in, it can be quite nice just to start to extend the breath a little bit. Just see if by simply watching the breath you can allow the breath to slow down a little. And then maybe you can start to count the breath. Breathing in for a count of 6. Breathing out for a count of 6. Breathing in for a count of 6. Breathing out for 6. And if that feels like it's a struggle and it doesn't feel smooth and soft, then just breathe in for a count of 4 or 5 or whatever feels good for you on that day. Face soft, jaw relaxed, really grounding into the floor, feeling the back of the body resting into the ground, coming into the earth, letting go of any holding. And then to start to really slowly awaken the body. So this is a practice designed for spring, and whilst we are wanting to re-energize and revitalise, in spring the energy is still building. We're just awakening from winter. So take your time. Don't push too fast. And just like with this movement, just take your time. Let the head press back into the ground. Really feel gravity helping to move the head as you bring a little pour and roll into the body. Pouring and rolling that head from side to side, using gravity, pushing down. Next time you pour and roll the head to the side, Just feel through the opposite arm and neck and through the fingertips, and just really let there be a little stretch through that opposite side of neck. Resting for a few breaths there. Release and pour and roll to the other side. Again, extend a little more through the opposite arm and fingertips. Feeling that all the way up through the shoulder and the neck, pushing down into the ground and coming back. One more time each side, pouring and rolling. Pause, stop, lengthen and extend through the opposite arm and hand. Push into the ground to come back, and one last time to the other side. Breathing into the opposite shoulder, pushing into the ground to come back, and then just let the breath settle in. As we've just done a little bit of work to wake up the spine. And then from here, bring your focus to your feet. Just wake the feet up a little bit and think about moving one leg, bringing the foot onto the ground, and moving the other leg to bring the foot onto the ground. So we're going to be about hip distance, maybe wider with the feet, and bring the feet back towards the buttocks so that the feet and the legs don't feel like they're having to hold you up too much. So this is constructive rest, and we're just going to lift the toes on the breath in, and on the breath out let them drop. Breath in, lift, just waking up the feet. Breath out, lower. Breath in, lift. Breath out, lower, and just start to connect to the ground. Make some small little movements so you can feel the ground beneath you. So you can really start to ground through the four corners of the feet, the balls and the inner heel and outer heel. Feeling the lengthening from the big toe to the inner heel and the inner arch lift a little bit. From here, we're going to come back to that pouring and rolling movement. This time letting the head go and letting the legs go, and then let the whole body roll to the side, and maybe bring your arm across. And then again the tail leads this time, the spine follows, and you pour and roll to the other side. The head is heavy, spine follows, body follows, pouring and rolling. You might then want to bring a leg in, so letting the top leg lead. The body follows, pouring and rolling, let that leg drop. So it's as if you're just playing and rolling in the grass or on the ground, wherever you decide to practice. Letting gravity support you as you move, and you can change pace. Full body rolling, pouring and rolling. Come back to neutral when you're ready. You could be starfish. You might want to have the feet on the floor in constructive rest, but just feel where the breath is, feel into the body. And taking a moment to observe the quality of the body after that movement. The residue of the pose, which is the real yoga. From here we can bring the feet back in. So this is like our little floor warm-up. Feet hip distance, maybe more than hip distance, quite close to the bum. We're going to breathe in, breathe out, and bring the right leg in. It can be whichever leg you prefer though. Let the belly meet the leg and the leg meet the belly. Let the hip just open out to the side a little, because the two are meeting each other. So as they meet each other, the hip opens because the thigh wants to get close to the belly and the belly close to the thigh, and the tail reaches down towards the opposite foot. And you're going to bring that leg in, hold around the top of the thigh near the buttocks, drop the leg into the hand, and then scoot that leg up to the sky, pointing, flexing, outer shoulders rolling out, pointing and flexing, pointing or flexing. circles in one direction, circles in the other direction, breathing in, breathing out. And then just a big jiggle of that leg. Let the hands glide up a little bit now towards the back of the thigh, really just jiggling that leg. And so all of this movement is coming from the arms and the legs free. And then we're going to bring the arms by the side, bend the knee in and flick, flick, flick from the knee joint. Give the leg a big shake and bring that leg down. Just feel the difference between both legs now. And then we're going to take this to the other side. Breathe in, breathe out. And draw that left leg in. Foot alive. Leg meets belly, belly meets leg. Keep grounding through the opposite foot from the big toe to the inner heel. And as the two meet each other, maybe the hip socket opens. The tail keeps reaching down towards the opposite toes. Breathe in, breathe out, bring that leg back in. Hold under the top of the back of the thigh. Drop the leg into the hands. Rise the hands up a little as you reach the leg up into the sky, pointing and flexing. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, point and flex. You can do as many repetitions as you like. I'm going to do like about 3 or 4 rounds here. Breathing in, breathing out. In one direction, keep grounding through the supporting foot. Big toe to the inner heel. Go the other way. Outer shoulders rolling out. Notice if there's any crunching and just go nice and slow. Giving the leg a big shake. The arms are doing all the work. And then bring the arms by the side. Bend that knee in. Flick. 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 Bringing that down. Feet nice and alive now. Coming back into constructive rest. You might want to bring the feet wider than the hips. Let the knees not together. Turn the palms up and just have a little rest here for a moment. And then you're going to bring your hands onto the womb space. Open the legs again. Thumbs are touching, index fingers touching. Wake up the feet again. And from here, we're going to come into like a seed to flower move. So I'm going to bring my feet a little bit closer together. About hip distance, or maybe even right together, so you can decide what feels best for you. And as we breathe in, we're going to bring the arms up and just really open up like a big flower. The arms can extend above you on the ground or just have elbows quite soft here. And as I breathe out, bringing the hands back onto the womb space. Breathing in. Opening up. Feet alive. Feet don't have to be together though. The feet can be open and spread. Now, if that feels like you're having to lift your upper back off the floor, you might want to have the arms elevated on a pillow or a cushion or something. Because we want to try and keep the back on the ground and send everything down from the navel down towards the feet. So we're breathing in. So you can send everything down towards your feet with a little ripple. Let the front body drop into the back body. Breathing out. Coming back. And you can change the breath here as well and just play with it. So before we opened up on our inhale, so this time breathe in and then breathe out. Push down into the feet and open up and see what difference the change of breath makes. Breathe in and breathe out and close. So we'll do 3 with this type of breathing. Breathing in, push down into the feet, lift, let the tail lift from that pushing down. Breathing out, opening up. Send everything down towards the feet. Open groins. You could have blankets as well here, either side of the thighs to support if that felt too uncomfortable for you. Breathe in, breathe out. Sinking into your back. Breathe in, breathe out. Hands come back into Yoni Mudra. And this time just resting in the part of the sequence that you enjoy the most. For me, I feel like being open today. But you might prefer the closed element of this. Moving from seed to flower. Just like in spring. Bringing the hands back down onto the womb space. Taking a moment there to rest. Walk the feet hip distance, maybe wider. Just a little bit of windscreen wiper to ease that out. Letting the feet really be quite active as you bring the legs back in. And we're not going all the way to the ground, but we can have a little twist to the opposite side. Coming back into that pouring and rolling off the head as the knees drop down to one side and then the other, and leading back with your tail as you come out of the pose. Taking a moment in stillness. Breathing in, breathing out, bring the hands onto the knees. Breathe in, arms extend, knees move away from you. Breathe out and elbows bend, knees move in. So it's really the arms here that are moving. You can feel this movement in the belly, but the legs are moving because the arms are moving. So it's like the arms are like levers on the knees, drawing the legs in and out. And we can take this into a big circle around to massage out the back, and into a big circle the other way. And then also you could bring the knees into the chest, breathe in, extend the arms, breathe out and do a big circle with wide butterfly legs, getting more into the hips. So see where you would like to work and then play with it. And then you could also just really let the legs be quite free and childlike here, and just have a little kind of move around here. Maybe take the outside edges of the feet, and you can bend one knee and straighten the other leg. And again, the hands and the feet are like levers, and you could even bring the knee in towards the armpit. So you can play with different movements here just to ease out the back body. Thinking about opening and closing from your center, and then bringing the feet together, having a little rock. Bring the feet to the floor, one arm up over your head, rolling to your side when you're ready. Really let the breastbone rest down to the ground. Take a few moments here to just feel the quality of the body and the breath. Pushing down into the ground when you're ready, the body comes up and the head comes up last, and you can visualize that before you do it. And then just come to sit. And once you come to sit, really bring your sit bones out to the side so you can feel the sit bones. So bring your butt flesh out to the side, which in turn will help you find your sit bones. Come into the groins and get into the groins and just give the skin a little, the flesh a kind of little jiggle, and you're pushing down and out, letting the outer thighs relax, and then going to the other leg. So again, we're just getting the body ready for some seated work. Now, if you have a tendency to round off a little bit in your back, you might want to sit on a blanket. So I'm going to do that today, just to show you. And that can help just to elevate your spine a bit. So we're just going to come into a nice, easy side bend here. So we're going to I'm going to go right hand, you could do whatever you wanted. I'm going to push down with the right hand, really push into the ground like I'm pushing away from this hand. So I can lengthen through the opposite side, lengthen, lengthen. And then once I've reached up, I can really bend this elbow and come down towards the ground. Really open up the opposite side to the sky. At the same time, I'm imagining I've got a balloon in my back, so I can open backwards and sideways, letting the head and neck relax here. Breathe in, breathe out, and coming back. So I'm pushing into the ground to reach up and reaching behind and into that side body, and letting the side body and the supported arm kind of reach in a C bend shape, and then releasing. And then just really letting the back body open, let the right side move right and the left side move left, and just come into a bit of a side bend again, but maybe on a diagonal. So just reaching and really feeling into this. So you can move in lots of different directions, letting the back body open backwards, sideways, forwards, and just reaching into space and just feeling where that body needs to go to kind of open up. So a bit like a kind of sitting tree pose, like a willow tree, I guess, just moving in different directions to have a nice stretch out through the spine. The arm reaching out, and the fingers direct expression of your lungs and heart. So just playing with this in a way that works for you. And then coming forwards, having a reach forwards, let the back body open backwards, let the belly ripple forwards. You can maybe even bring the little belly up, come down to the ground, take a moment here, have a little move through the shoulders and the hips, can be in little figure of 8 movements. And then again, you could take that up and over into a big circle, just feeling into every part of the body. You could take it over to the other side and round. Switching arms and coming around in a big circle, just feeling your way, but you can really improvise here and just do what feels good for you, and we're going to take it in the other direction. Little shoulder rolls. Take a moment in stillness. Really ground down through the body, through the crown of the head, down through the center line of the body, underneath the perineum, down into the ground. So you've got 2 little domes here. You've got a dome at the very top of the head, the fontanelle, and a dome underneath the perineum. See if you can open that dome underneath, down into the ground, and open that dome above, up above you into the energy above the head, up into the heavens, if you like. Whatever you want to call it. So we're connecting to this earth energy beneath us and this more upward vibrant energy above us. We're just drawing that into our centre. We're letting the back body soften towards the back of the room. So even though we are in a nice upright position, we're not overdoing that lengthening. The back of the neck can be long, so the front of the throat from ear to ear can feel open. Hands alive, feeling the breath between the fingertips and just feeling that energy. Letting the hips relax, knees relax, feet soften. Breathing in, bring the arms behind turning the hands in, grounding down with those hands. Soft shoulders, letting the back body open towards the back of the room. Let the front body sink back into the spine, even though you're coming into a back bend. Lengthen through that back body. Let the head come back to wherever it comes to, tongue to the roof of the mouth. Bring the head back in, swapping the legs just for a moment. Come to sit again. Grounding down through the crown of the head, down the centre of the body. Open up the perineum to the ground. Receive from these two domes. Have any little movements that you want to, maybe little shoulder rolls here for a moment. Bring the hands out behind as far as feels good to you, fingertips in, hands as wide as you would like them to be. Just roll through those shoulders for a moment, making sure that the body's ready. Open the back body towards the back of the room. Drop the chest and the belly and everything towards the back of the spine. Playing with the rotation of the arms, what feels better, rolled in or rolled out, or a combination of the two. So there's an inward spiral, little finger base grounding, and an outward spiral. Inward spiral, index finger base grounding, outward spiral, little finger base. Tongue to the roof of the mouth, let the head come back. Come to the roof of the mouth as you draw in. Bring those hands forwards. Chin into your chest, and make a little figure of 8 in the air as if you're drawing a number 8 with your chin in one direction and then the other. Come to stillness when you're ready. Hands at the heart. Namaste. Thank you.